Today we are going to be starting on what I'm calling the padded skirt. It reminds me of one of these, which is what somebody would wear for HEMA fencing, which is historical European martial arts. It's something I do for fun, so that's kind of like my reference point for this little padded skirt thing. I don't know the name off the top of my head. Whatever was in that image, I suppose. So I'm going to be trying to make basically one of those, which I think is going to require me to go pick up quilt batting. That's awkward. You know what's crazy is I'm like still pale even with a tan, but then when you see a tan line you're like, oh, she's like pale. Anyways, and then she also has this like overlapping element. I don't know, it's very developer of me way to put it, but like it is a thing that goes over the skirt. What do we call that? Like a loincloth? I don't know. What's it called? Is skirt layer 1, and the skirt layer 2 is the part that goes over. I don't even think it's a lack of brain function today. I think that knowledge just simply has never existed in my head, which I'm going to have to thoroughly Google after filming this. I probably should have done that before filming this. So without further ado, let's start picking this apart, or putting it together. Let's not pick it apart yet. So here is the mock-up, kind of like a sloppy mock-up for the little waist piece. That would go up here. I think I might actually sew it to the front of the leather armor, but I'll figure that out once it's done. Yay. Adding bias tape now to the edges of it, hence why I didn't fold it inside out or anything. So I tried to do the bias tape, but it was really difficult to get to line up with the curves here. I ended up just adding stitching to the edge in brown, which it isn't as thick as hers is supposed to be, but I think it's better than nothing, and it's still some brown on the edges. So there this is. I'm not sure if I'm going to be attaching it yet to the fake leather armor, putting it like on a waistband of its own. I left some extra room up here for that. Let's get started on that blue quilted type skirt thing she has. I'm going to try to do the patterning completely in Illustrator, just like making some forms with my measurements and stuff. And then printing that, because I think that workflow worked really well for this. I had to get less muslin messy, less messy with the muslin. So, oh my gosh. Anyways, I'm gonna pin this up and then we can get started on patterning that blue quilted skirt. So I finished the pattern to the blue quilted skirt, or so I hope at least. I'm trying to be better at making patterns without using muslin first. I don't know if that makes a whole lot of sense, but rather than tossing a bunch of fabric at my dress form and then messing with it, I'm trying to just start with the numbers. I'm a very numbery person. Hi, Klaus. Can I help you? Klaus doesn't like numbers. He's a number hater. I have the pattern behind me. I just need to tape it together and then cut it out on some test fabric and hope that it fits. Now thinking about it, I didn't add in room for a zipper. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Right, Klaus? Let's continue this. I'm like so, ow! I'm so out of it because like I just worked all day and I'm like so tired right now. Okay, so I cut a slit in the front like she has, and I also sewed on, she'll just be treating as part of the fabric, these little extra inches of fabric for the zipper on each side. So I'm going to be cutting this up into different pieces. I'm basically just going to be using these as pattern pieces, and then we can start cutting into the real fabric tomorrow. Quilting is like halfway done. I struggle with motivation to finish these kinds of things. Oh my god, the sun is so in my eyes. Okay, the last part of this before adding on some closures is adding like a bias tape to the outside. We'll see if my sewing machine can handle this. But I think the ironing really helped, and I pressed open all these seams, so it's a pretty smooth finish. I think this has come out really nicely so far. Like, even if I for some reason had to like hand sew on the bias tape, we'd be okay. What do you need from the doorway? You don't have to be shy. You can come on in. I won't pick you up. Okay, so here's the skirt. I have the bias tape all sewn on. So now all that's left to do is go and add the hook closure and it'll be ready to go. Alright, here it is. I think if I wear it to a convention, I'm not completely sure yet, but I might add a second hook just for security's purpose, but it fits really well. I really like this little flare shape in the back too. How it like flares out a little. I think that looks really cool. But up close, some of the details, like you can see the quilting. It looks really good. Honestly, I'm pretty proud of this. This came out great. There's some pieces I found like right here that I need to mend in the bias a little bit. Besides that, I think it looks awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next week. Bye!